Welcome to the WODcast podcast. I'm your host, Eddie Ifft. Welcome to the show. Today we've got an amazing episode. Going to sound like a giant advertisement, but it's not. I've been trying to get a sleep expert on the show. I got the CEO of 8 Sleep to come talk to me. Had to bug the guy because he's so busy running this giant company, and he finally agreed to do it. And I can't say enough about the product. I've been using it. I'm obsessed with it. It's incredible. And so he developed it based on his obsession with sleep and getting good sleep. So his name we talked about before the show. He excused me for not, you guys know how bad I am at pronouncing names, but I'm going to try it here. Matteo Franceschetti. I think I did it right. I think I did. He would excuse me. You'll see in the interview if I got it wrong. But anyways, Matteo is an awesome guy, fun to talk to. Great interview if you are wondering about sleep and REM and deep sleep and all of that stuff and how you can sleep better. This is a great episode for you. It's a short one because I couldn't get a lot of the guys' time, but and frankly, yeah, I just wanted to get this information out of them. So that was good. We had last week was the episode with Hunter and Savon, and I'm getting a lot of feedback about that one. So if you haven't listened to that one, go back and check it out. The end is really good when we start talking about Glassman and stuff like that. So that's awesome. You guys are awesome. Thanks for helping out with the show. I'm a big fan of you guys for helping me. My Patreon is what keeps all my bills paid. And right now, can't pay the bills. You guys have been lacking. Sometimes you're like, great. And sometimes I don't know why you all don't donate. If you listen to the show, the rewards for listening, not only do you get a great show, but you get a chance to win. And when I say chance, you get a leopard paw and a Myopux. Go on Rogue and check those out. They're both incredible products. Leopard paw is about $150, and I think the Myopux is like $250 or $300. So it's like $450 worth of stuff, and all you do, you donate $5 and you might win. I hear about these guys fueling their whole show on Patreon, and it ain't happening here. I'm not going to lie to you. We are fueled by advertising, and our bills are paid by Patreon. So this week, our winner is Dennis Bedford, won a Myopux and a leopard paw, which is an electronic muscle stimulator, which is an incredible way to rehabilitate yourself. Go check it out at myopux.com or on Rogue. Rogue Fitness sells them. You can go buy one, or you can just donate $5 here and hope you win. The leopard paw is a multi-tool device used to scrape fascia out of your your adhesions that build up from any kind of injury, and you need to get rid of those to get good blood flow. All right. So every week we pick a new winner, and there's a couple guys. There's still Troy was on vacation last week, as was I. I was in Costa Rica. Troy was in Mexico. So we're a little bit behind, but you will be getting them this week. So they will be shipping out to you. I think the shipping problem is gone now. I'm not sure, but I hope it is. What else is going on? The Open is over. I'm going to have Scott Panchek on next week. Scott Panchek is going to be the guest. He's having the quarterfinals at his gym. And this week I'm in Las Vegas performing at the Rio at the Comedy Cellar. I mean, all week. That's Monday through, what is that? Monday tonight's the 21st through the 27th. That's a full week of shows. You got your chance to come see me. And then in April, I'm headed out to Colorado. 8th and 9th, I'll be in Steamboat Springs. I don't know where the gig is in Steamboat. Let me see if I Google Eddie Ifft Steamboat Springs. This is what it tells me. There I am. Tickets are available. All these tickets are available at eddieifft.com. But I'm going to be at Schmiggities. Schmiggities. I'm going to be at Schmiggities. So come out and see me. That's April 8th and 9th. That should be a good time. Steamboat Springs, end of the winter. That's when it gets crazy. Ski resorts, if you've ever hung out at a ski resort, most fun time of the year is when there's powder days. And then the second most fun day of the year is the end of the year when it gets spring skiing, where it's really slushy and sunny because you can, the snow is really soft. It's a bit wet, so it's slow. So you can fly, like you can go a little faster than you would usually. The snow's soft and you can get a tan. I mean, it's just so nice and warm. And then everybody's partying because it's end of the year. It's end of the year and everybody's leaving. So come out and see me at Schmiggities. And then I'm going to Aspen for 3 days just to hang out. And then I end up in Vail. I'm in Vail, Colorado. That is on the 13th and 14th. That's a Wednesday and Thursday. You can see me at, where am I in Vail, Colorado? Let's see that one. I'm Googling this. The Vail Comedy Show at the Bridge Street Bar in Vail Village. So come see me at the Bridge Street Bar in Vail Village. And then the 15th and 16th, I'll be at the Denver Improv. Denver Improv, 16th, 17th of April. Then 21st through 24th, I'll be at the St. Louis Funny Bone. I go there all the time. And then back at the Rio at the Comedy Cellar, May 2nd to 8th. And then I head off to, well, it's up in the air. I'm trying to figure this out. I should be in either Minneapolis or Cabo San Lucas. So the week after that, I'll be in Sunnyvale, one of my favorite clubs in the world, Rooster T. Feathers, the 19th through 22nd. And then you can come see me, Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco on the 25th. That's a big show. It's a Wednesday night. I need everybody. If you've got a gym full of people, bring them all. I will hook you up. I need to sell out that venue. It's 450 seats. Help me out. Let's do it. So anybody with a CrossFit gym in the Bay Area, contact me. I will do whatever I can to get you some like discount tickets because I just want to pack that place. 26, same story goes for the Crocodile. My first time in the Crocodile in Seattle. It's only a 100-seat venue, so that's probably going to sell out. So get your tickets now for that. Then the 27th, 28th, I will be down in Escondido, which is in San Diego, at the Grand Comedy Club. As far as June, I haven't posted my June dates yet, but I will. But come out and see me live. Enjoy this podcast. Join the Patreon. Get your workouts in. And thanks for listening. And I hope you enjoy this episode. We've got some great episodes coming up with some awesome guests. I also wanted to mention one of our sponsors, Thorne, which is the official nutritional supplement partner of CrossFit. I talk about Thorne because I use Thorne. I could go grab them right now from you out of my supplement counter. I use Thorne NAC. I use Thorne creatine. I use, I forget the name of their curcumin, but that's the curcumin that I use. They have their own patented name. I love Thorne because I know that I'm getting quality ingredients. They are the Rolls Royce of supplements. Here's the deal. Everybody loves Thorne. If you know about supplements and you go into any kind of store that sells supplements, they go, what's the best one? They're always going to point you to Thorne, always. And it's very expensive. That's why, because you pay for what you get. So if you're looking to get to the next level in your CrossFit and you need to supplement, look, these guys have done all the research for you. It's all NSF certified for sport. Okay. So you're not going to get yourself in trouble like some CrossFitters do. You have no trouble. You'll pass everything, every drug test, and you shouldn't trust your body to anything less. So choose a supplement brand that has extensive third-party testing, highest level of certification recognized in pro sports. Thorne, we're going to give you, I think, 20% off. Okay. 20% discount that I'm giving you. Okay. So you have to go use this. Thorne.com/ here it is. It's a weird one. Thorne, THORNE.com/U/WODcast. If you use that to shop, you're getting 20% off. And if you're like me and you buy supplements every month, you're going to save a big chunk of change. That's why I'm telling you this. Thorne is the best. Thorne is expensive. Thorne is 20% off if you use our link, and that's thorne.com/u, the letter U, /WODcast. Go do that. All right. And now this episode. Hi, Matteo. How are you today?
I'm great. And you? Thank you for having me.
I'm good. I didn't have a good night of sleep last night.
Okay, so we should probably postpone and record another day.
I always do, but I am very ill right now, and so I can't sleep, like, no matter what, even with my amazing 8-sleep bed. And it let me know. It was like, "Hey, is something wrong right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, how did you know?" The app told me that something was wrong with me. Can you explain that, please? Like, how that works?
Yeah, sure. So we have two technologies, right? One is the cover, one is the mattress. The cover is something you can put onto any mattress. The other one is just the full system, the Lamborghini of mattresses.
Right.
But the bottom line is, in each of these cues, there are sensors. And so you're substantially sleeping on a stethoscope. And the stethoscope is able to pick up a lot of information about your heart rate, about your respiration, and in general about your sleep quality. And so our machine learning algos, they just see what's happening during the night. They have your baseline, and they recognize when there is something wrong.
So when so it's got my baseline, but it determines my heart rate variability. Is that it?
Yeah, heart rate and heart rate variability, sleep stages, and also toss and turns and respiration.
So how does it figure out when it comes to heart rate variability? What is heart rate variability? Why does that show illness?
Yeah, so heart rate variability is one of the best metrics and proxies to see your physical stress, which is not the mental stress, but it's the physical stress. So substantially, if you are weak, if you didn't recover, if there is anything wrong with your body. And usually it goes along also with heart rate at rest, which is just your heartbeat. Usually both of them, you can look at trends on a daily basis, and based on those trends, you can see you can see what kind of meal you had the previous night. You can see if you are sick. You can see if you overtrained the previous day or the previous day, or you can see if you didn't recover well during the night.
So it's similar to the technology Whoop uses. And I used a Whoop bracelet for a while, and I like this much better because, I love the heating and cooling of the bed. It's absolutely amazing. But the Whoop, when I was doing that, one thing that I always wondered about was, for somebody that's a top level athlete, somebody that's trying to push it to the, there is. I know, like, the NFL and everybody's studying this all now, and they're trying to do like recovery and everything. But isn't there this kind of, like, I would look at my Whoop and it would say, "Hey, you're not fully recovered. Don't work out hard today." And I wouldn't. I'd be like, "Ooh, don't want to mess up. Don't want to put myself in a vulnerable position." But aren't, like, people that are pursuing excellence, that are like, let's talk about somebody like Justin Medeiros, who uses the 8-sleep. Isn't someone like him going, "I have to push it. I have to push through this pain or this low period, because that's what it's going to get him to new levels of adaptation"? That's my only worry about it.
Yeah, a couple of things also in respect to the difference with the Whoop. The first one and most obvious here, you don't have to wear anything, you don't have to charge anything, right? You just go to bed as you always did, and in the morning you will have the data. The key difference is we have evidence that with our product, we can improve your HRV by 10% within 7 days.
Wow.
So 50% of our customers, they see a 10% improvement within 7 days. That 10% equals to your HRV 6 years ago. Right? So we give you the same HRV you had when you were 6 years younger, and so we deliver these to 50% of our customers within a week.
Wow. I have a friend that is into all kinds of technology, and he's also into health and fitness and everything. And when I first started telling him about the 8 Sleep, I should be a salesman for you guys, by the way. When I'm out like at dinner parties, I talk about it so much that I think people go and buy it right after dinner. I talked about it one night. My both brother-in-laws and my brother were all like, yeah, I need a new bed. And I was like, here you go. This is it. But I like that idea that you're, I can't wait to tell Bobby that stat about heart rate variability, about it going back to 6 years prior. I've been listening to on tape Matthew Walker's book, Why We Sleep. And I realized from listening that I'm going to die soon.
Because you don't sleep much?
Oh, my sleep habits over the years were horrendous. And that's another thing. I'm wondering, like, about all this, like, is this a new kind of stress, like, that I have now of, oh, I'm not like, I used to not care. I would go, oh, I only have 2 hours sleep. How do I feel? I feel like I can do a show, do a workout, go here, do this, party, blah, blah, blah. And then there was a period where I got older and I was like, no. And now I have children, and the children wake me up early. They wake me up in the middle of the night, all this stuff. I've got to work, blah, blah, blah. And so now I'm in full panic mode all the time. I'll be like, oh my God, it's 9:30. I got to get to sleep. I need to get, like my sleep numbers, this, I got to get to my number here. I have to. And I treat my sleep like a workout, which is probably a good thing.
Yes. It's actually the best thing you could tell me, right? And we call it sleep fitness, right? The way you need to approach sleep is exactly like a workout. You need to be intentional. You need to go to bed at the same time every night, and you need to make sure you put the hours.
Yeah, I do feel like that. And I remember one day, I looked at my sleep score and it was like the highest I got. I got like a 98% or something. And I was like, woo, way to go. I don't know what I did, but whatever I did, I have to like start figuring out what I did and keep doing it. And that night I was on stage, and I'm a stand-up comedian. That's what I do for a living other than this. And I'm on stage and every word was coming out perfectly. I had never thought so clearly. I wasn't saying or like or and I just started to think, how do I do this every single night? Like, I need to, like you said, be intentional, and I need to start abiding by those rules. But it does help with the heating, cooling. How did you like, I know you were in another tech business before this, is that right?
Yeah, I sold 2 companies before. Yeah.
What were those companies?
They were in clean tech. So different type of business. But before that, at least when I was a teenager, I used to be an athlete. Okay. So that's why I am so obsessed with the recovery and performance and health.
What was your sport?
I was mainly a tennis player, but then I also did ski races. I raced with cars. So I did a bunch of stuff, but mainly a tennis player.
Mainly, what kind of ski racing did you do?
All of them, mainly the giant and the slalom.
Oh, nice. I did slalom and GS myself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it's funny, good athletes are always looking for ways to better themselves. And I've had the head of Nike performance training on here a few times, and he said the common denominator between the top that all the top athletes have is that they're always looking for that added advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you figure out sleep? Where did that come from?
So at the time, there were a couple of reasons. So the first one was I didn't understand why we had to sleep 8 hours. And so I started looking into that, and I discovered that we don't have to sleep 8 hours. It's just what on average it takes for our inefficient bodies to recover. And so I started saying, why Elon Musk is taking me to Mars, but I still sleep on a piece of dumb foam for a third of my life, right? 33 years, whatever, it doesn't matter how long I'm going to live, spent on a piece of dumb foam. Why is there no technology? And then I started thinking, okay, even if I improve your sleep, let's say you sleep 6 hours instead of 8 and you're fully recovered, it's still a lot of time, right? It's like flying from Miami to London every single day. And so I say, what else can we do? And that is when I started thinking of body scanning and all these sensors, saying, what if going to bed was more valuable than going to your doctor for a full checkup and you do it daily?
That's pretty interesting. And I mean, not to poo-poo medical doctors or anything, but so often I go to a doctor for something and they're like, we don't know. And I'm just like, why did I even waste my time with you? Where something like this, I mean, basically last night, my 8-sleep bed diagnosed me and knew, and this is the second time it's done it, where there was something wrong with me and it did catch it. And it was like, I forget the first time it happened, what was going on. I think I had a little cold or something. And I wasn't sure because, sometimes, you'll get, some kind of upper respiratory thing that isn't really a cold. It could be a million things that happened and you're not real, but I was, and I can usually shrug it off and all of a sudden I was like, uh-oh, bed's telling me I'm sick. I think something's wrong. Can you explain to me the stages of sleep, the deep sleep and the REM sleep? It's one of those things I feel like I need to sit and memorize, and I need to kind of figure out how to get myself into those stages.
Yeah. So, I mean, there is obviously non-REM and REM sleep, but I'll try to oversimplify this so that the audience, they can remember it, right? So oversimplified, this is not exactly what the doctor would tell you, but you have light sleep, deep sleep, and REM, okay? What really matters is deep sleep and REM. REM is when you dream. So your body is standing still, you're not moving because your brain deactivates the rest of the body because you're dreaming. So you don't want to move in the middle of the dream. And during that time,
that's REM.
That is REM.
Okay.
Right. And so it's substantially the time of the night where your brain is readjusting all the information and put them in the library. Right.
Right.
So the brain is cleansing itself. Then you have deep sleep. Deep sleep instead is when the physical body is recovering. Right. So if you train really hard, you will very likely need slightly more deep sleep. These are really the two phases that matter the most. Everything else is what you can simplify and just call it light sleep, and is the one that is the least efficient in the night. And so in my case, for example, I wake up, if I usually sleep at least probably 8 hours, and I get in an hour and deep and an hour and 20 minutes, feel like a superhero.
Right. Could you repeat that again? There was a little bit of a
yeah. So more than an hour of deep and more than an hour of REM is what is, for me, the minimum I need to feel great.
Okay. So that's just you. That could be different for other people.
Yeah. But on average, so on average, you will see that you want to have anywhere between 18 and 25% for each of them.
Okay. So I've been listening again, I said, to Matthew Walker, and he's talking about this gas that builds up in your body, this adenosine. Is that it?
Yeah. Adenosine. Yeah.
Adenosine. And that builds up in your body, and basically it's almost like it needs to be released by the sleep. Does light sleep release that? Because I'm one of these people, like, my schedule is so crazy and I have to nap sometimes, and I have to nap, like, literally. I'm on long road trips or plane trips, and I sleep a lot on planes, or I'll sleep, I'll be driving, I'll have to pull over on the side of the road and just sleep for 15 minutes so that I can keep driving. And does that, I can't be passing deep sleep. I can't be getting into deep sleep or REM. So does that, how do I say it again? Adenosine?
Adenosine, yeah.
Does that release that?
Yeah. So actually, when you feel tired, let's say today you feel tired, you still have a lot of stuff to do today, you have to travel, try to take a nap. That is the best way to release. So the adenosine is around your brain and it creates a pressure, and that pressure is what makes you feel tired. So a way to release that pressure is usually to take a nap, and the amount of adenosine will go down. The other thing you can do is to have a coffee. But what happens with the coffee is not that you're reducing the adenosine, you're just reducing the perception from your brain of the amount of adenosine.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I've always thought that, because I don't drink coffee at all.
Yeah.
I don't like caffeine. Caffeine to me is like cocaine. I go batshit crazy on caffeine.
Yeah. So actually there is a trick that is called the Nappuccino. I don't know if you have ever heard of that.
No.
So if you drink a coffee, okay, and then you go to sleep for 30 minutes to nap, not to sleep, and then you wake up. It takes 30 minutes to the coffee to kick in. And so by the time you wake up after the nap, you feel more rested because adenosine went down because of the nap, plus the coffee is kicking in, and so you feel great.
Oh, interesting. I've always wondered, because I used to drink coffee so much when I was younger, I could actually drink coffee and go to sleep. I was that guy.
Okay.
And I'd have like 5 cups a day. I was crazy on it, and I stopped. So what comes first, REM or the deep sleep?
Usually is the deep, but they keep alternating. So the cycle is 90 minutes, and there is where you have light, deep, and REM, and then they start again. Okay. In the first part of the night, you tend to have more deep sleep. In the second part of the night, you tend to have more REM.
Okay, I see. I have a thing, and I was telling my friend Dr. Drew about it, and he was like, he loved that I had it. I have a thing called sleep paralysis.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
Is when you don't feel good to go to sleep and you can't fall asleep?
No, it's I will wake up in the middle of a sleep, and what happens is which is the one you say your body's paralyzed? Is it REM or deep sleep?
It's REM.
So I will wake up in an REM cycle, and my body will be paralyzed, yet I'm not fully awake, but I'm kind of conscious. And so I feel like I know that I can't move my body, but yet I can't wake up, but I can't go back to sleep. It's just this like weird kind of paralysis thing. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's probably happened to me, I don't know, maybe 10 times in my life. Usually happens on an airplane when I'm sleeping. Wow. Yeah. Okay. And you want to like scream, because you want to like say, help me, like I can't. And you feel like I'm like fighting to bust out of it. And eventually what I do is I've gotten almost like familiar with it now that I know what it is. And I will tell myself in my sleep, go back to sleep. You'll be okay. You'll get through this. But for a while, it used to be just this like struggle of like, try to move. And I couldn't. And it was from being excessively tired, but being in I'm in an REM sleep, like in an airplane, and there might be turbulence, like shakes me and wakes me up, but yet I can't wake up because I'm in that deep sleep.
And you see things around you? I mean,
my eyes are shut. I can feel like I know there's people next to me. I know it's happened in rooms every once in a while, like, just like sleeping in a hotel room or something. But it's never when I'm having a good quality night of sleep. That never happens. It only happens in a rough time. And when I told Dr. Drew, who's an internal medicine doctor, who hears everything, he's like, oh my God, I've always wanted to meet someone that had this. And because I've talked about it on the podcast, I've had a whole bunch of people write to me and be like, oh my God, I've got that. Like that's happened to me. And I think it's just from my horrible, horrible sleep habits. But since I've been using the 8 Sleep, I now just had like a sit down with my wife. I was like, we need to like fix my sleep. I was like, I'm looking at my scores. I'm looking at, and when I'm home, they're great. But when I'm on the road, I don't know how I'm doing. And what happens is I'm on the road and I miss a day of like good sleep traveling and then traveling back. So I'm getting like 5 nights of good sleep, maybe a week. And listening to Matthew Walker, he basically told me I'm going to die.
Well, yeah, you will. It might have an impact on your health. That's true, but hopefully you will not die just because of that. How many hours do you sleep per night?
I sleep at least 7 every night. I would like to get to 8 or 9, but I've been getting better about going to sleep. I used to be, he was talking about owls and larks. I'm an owl. I like to go to sleep by 2 a.m.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I can't do it anymore. I am now, if I'm not asleep by midnight, I want to cry. Like, I know life is going to be horrible because I have driving the kids to school by 8 a.m. So my wife is a lark. She wants to be in bed by 9 p.m. So we almost don't see each other.
You don't feel sleepy at 9 p.m.? Meaning, is there a way for you to train yourself to go to bed, let's say by 10?
If I do go to sleep by 10, I get a really good night's sleep. And then the next day, I'm so full of energy that I don't want to go to sleep till midnight. That's my issue. If I have a really good night of sleep, I can go, I can go forever and ever. And it throws off my whole circadian rhythm. Like, a good night of sleep makes me want to stay up for 2 days. But a bad night of sleep,
Yeah, no, you can't do anything, right? You're 50% your brain power.
So I want to know how you figured this all out. What made you want to create this mattress and this, because I haven't seen anything like this. I mean, I've seen a lot of products, and we've had a lot of mattresses, like people that have come to the show and go, oh, this will give you a good night's sleep, but nothing like what you have.
Yeah. I mean, again, really two things, right? On one side, I want to feel great every morning. And so I think technology can help you and me to make sure that 90% of the times we wake up, we feel like superheroes. There are a couple of things we can do. Today is temperature. Tomorrow will be light, noise, air. So we will control multiple environmental factors to maximize your sleep performance. And this is one. The second is, I can't stand when I see or discover, or I know people that they just discover they have an illness and maybe they're in trouble, right? I don't know if you know it, but if you have pancreatic cancer, if you discover it early, you have 90% chances to survive. If you discover it later, you have 90% chances to die. And so that to me doesn't make any sense, that we don't know what is happening in our body. The best time of the day to look into your body is while you're asleep, because you're standing still in the same place for 8 hours. And so I want to transform your bed in an MRI machine that can scan your body every single day, so we can start saving millions of lives.
That's incredible. That sounds. I was talking about my friend Crazy Bobby. He's doing the same thing right now with creating a hyperbaric chamber that you can exercise in that increases red blood cells. And it's really good to know. I mean, the whole CrossFit world is, if they're not about competition, they're about health. And, I've moved out of, I was never really into the competition factor, because I kind of missed that when I started CrossFit. I was a little too old for that. But, 99% of the CrossFit world is into it for their health and well-being. And diet was, one of the cornerstones of it forever. And some of the experts out there, someone like Rob Wolf, who used to say exercise is important, diet's crucial. He now says sleep is paramount. Like, sleep is number one. Sleep should be your most important. And, I've just studied so many things that say you learn when you sleep. You all the information you I used to I'd study for a test the day of the test. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to get up really early. I'm going to learn everything that day. And then I'll go in and it's like, well, I'm missing the most important part of learning, which is the night of sleep. And, so there's all these things coming together that were like, I disagreed with my whole life just out of my own theorizing, that now I'm regretting. I'm like, oh, why didn't I listen to my parents? Why, and we're very big on it with our children now. So I think you're really, really onto something. I had a guy on, I don't know if you've ever talked to Rich Roll.
I didn't talk to him. Yeah.
Rich Roll is they called him, like, at one point he was like the greatest ultra athlete in the world. And he's actually a neighbor of mine. And he's all about health. He sleeps on his roof of his house so that he can sleep cold at night. And he's got a mattress and a tent up on the roof of his house, and because his wife likes to be warm and he likes to sleep cold.
Yeah, but just give him an 8-sleep pod. I'll take care of him. And so we fixed the thing for him.
I know. Well, I was saying my wife and I are completely different. My wife likes to sleep cold. I like to sleep warm. And
interesting.
But I only like to go to sleep warm. So I have my dial set at like 6 when I go to sleep and 6 when I wake up. But then I go down to -1 during
which is actually really good. That is exactly how the temperature curve should look like.
Okay. Yeah. And it's great that I set, like, one of the great aspects of it is that she has her own setting.
Yeah.
And I have my own setting. Now, what you have to create, I think, is a setting for little children that climb in your bed in the middle of the night and throw off everything.
Yeah. We should have a new features where it's so cold that they don't want to stay in bed with it.
Oh, I will invest in that. I have a 7-year-old daughter that still climbs in bed with us 2 nights a week at least. Wow. And she also like, she throws it off when I'm not around because she'll sleep in bed with my wife. And then I'm like, hey, you're throwing off all my data. I need you out of my bed.
Yeah, exactly. No, and now you're ruining all my data. That doesn't work. My HR will be off.
And then the other thing is, hey, if you get a little frisky in the bed at night, there's a record of that now. My heart, it'll say, I'll get a message. Your heart rate was up more than 10%.
Yeah, exactly.
Is everything okay? Yeah, everything was great.
Yeah.
It's like Big Brother's watching me.
Exactly. No, I don't think you will receive that message. We didn't develop that part of ML and AI.
It wouldn't say my heart rate was up.
No, because the average of the night that we look at, then maybe if you go all night, I don't know.
Hey, I do it like a porn star. I'm a pro.
I don't know that case.
Yeah. You've never heard anyone like call and be like, hey, my heart rate was extremely high.
No, not yet, at least.
How long have you guys been around?
We started in 2015, so it has been now 7 years. We have raised 160 million to date, 160, from some of the largest investors in Silicon Valley.
And where are you located? Where's home for you?
So for me, it's Miami now. I was in New York before, but the company is fully remote.
And but you grew up in Italy?
Yeah, born and raised in Italy. Then I lived in Milan, then New York, then San Francisco, then China, New York, Miami.
Why so much travel? Because of the tennis?
No, for business, honestly. Okay. For this company, we started this company in San Francisco. Then I went to China for some time to fix manufacturing, then back to New York. And after COVID, my wife and I moved to Miami.
Nice. Oh, you did the exodus.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so that's one of the things I was wondering is how big the company is, because I've seen a lot of good technology come and go, and it scares me. I'm like, oh my God, like, I love this so much and I hope it sticks around, but it's a really difficult world to get a business going and make it successful. And then I'll see the technology fade away and it's like, where did that go? That was awesome. And so that was my fear when we started advertising with you guys. I was like, oh my God, I love this thing so much. I hope it's not a startup that's not going to last. So where are you guys in that? I mean, if you've raised 160 million, it sounds like you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well. We make, we target hundreds of millions in revenue. So we have reached a point where,
You're here to stay.
yeah. So hopefully we have crossed the chasm, right? They're moving from the early adopters to more mass consumers.
I want to go back to what you're saying about pancreatic cancer, because we all have family and friends and people we know with cancers and stuff like that. What would it be that you would need to start looking for that would be an early sign of something?
I mean, the easiest is probably, to do a blood test. There is actually a blood
No,
test.
but what I'm saying is with the 8 sleep, where it would be an indicator of some illness.
There are a bunch of different technologies that you could look at, and a lot of different also symptoms very early on. I cannot disclose much yet, but at the end of the day, the technologies already exist. It's a matter of incorporating some of them in your bed, right? That we're not going to reinvent the wheel.
So you don't have it yet. You're saying this is something you're going to have.
We're working on that. Yeah. So there is internal stuff, but yeah, we're working on that.
That's awesome. And then what's your background besides being an athlete? Like, when you had this idea, did you have to bring in scientists, doctors? What was it that you went to do look, everybody has great ideas. I have amazing ideas to get to, Venus or the Mars, but I don't have the science or the know-how or anything. How did you put that all together?
It was painful because I'm not an expert. Actually, my background is in law. I have been a business lawyer for quite some time before starting my first company. The first 2 companies were in clean tech and then 8 Sleep. But now we have an incredible team. We have David He, who leads our R&D team. David has a PhD from MIT. He had his own startup in blood pressure, and then he was the head of health and sensing at Verily, which is a Google X company. And then we hire people from MIT, Stanford, PhDs. So we have a large number of scientists and the top 1% in the world at what we are trying to do. Okay.
So you do have all those guys behind you. I was just, sometimes you find the leader of the company is some guy that and I watched an interview with you somewhere and I was like, who's this Italian guy? Like, how has he created this amazing invention that is, where did it come from? Where did it, and there's always like a crazy story behind it. So I thought there was something there. And I, or you'd be like, well, I graduated with a PhD in neuroscience from MIT or something, but you have those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. The key is, if you don't have that expertise, to be able to convince these people to join you in your mission. And I think that is what happened.
I mean, but it seems like a really, really hard thing. Like, were you just, walking around New York or San Francisco going, I got this idea. I want to make a bed that monitors every bit of your heart rate. And guys were like, yeah, sounds like a great, I mean, did it just come out of thin air or what, where did you get this idea?
I mean, the idea, I developed it on my own because it's something I want for myself. I can tell you it has not always been easy to raise the 160 million or to attract some of the best talents, right? So at the end of the day, is a statistical game where you get a lot of no's, but you just need to keep going until when you get the right yes.
Well, it is amazing, and it's it's funny. On our podcast, I can't endorse a product that I don't believe in because the listeners will call bullshit so quickly, and they're all smart enough to know when I'm lying, and so I think they know my love for your product so much. And I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I would advertise for free because I like it so much. And my agents always say that. They go, how was the gig? And I go, oh my God, that gig was so fun. I would have done it for free. And they go, I hope you didn't tell the booker that. So our ad salesperson would hate that I just told you that. But I do really believe in it. I've never gotten such a good night's sleep on anything in my life. And somebody told me not to get one. And they said, don't get it. And I go, why? They go, you're going to get addicted to it.
Oh, okay.
And it is like, I have to go to Las Vegas today, and I'm staying in Las Vegas all week, and I'm mad. I'm mad that I have to stay there and I don't have my bed. I'm like, it's got to climb into this cold bed at night and blah, 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 and then I'll be throwing the covers off of me. So how about you guys do a partnership with some hotel chains?
We're working on that.
I like that. And then I will only stay in those hotels.
Yes.
If they have that bed. I swear to God, I would. Like, I'm particular about my hotels and my airlines. And then can you do it in first class airline seats?
We're not working on that yet, but yeah, potentially over time we'll get there. But the good news is we are already doing a bunch of pilots with a lot of pretty good hotels. And so you will start seeing us in many more.
That's awesome. And then there's something else. I jump all over the place because you fix my sleep, but you haven't fixed my attention deficit disorder. When we talked about like temperature is really important, so is light and circadian rhythm and all that stuff. That is a big one for me. Light is second light enters the room, I'm awake. Is there, I mean, I try to wear a mask sometimes to keep the light out because, again, my wife likes to wake up on the light. I don't. You know what I'm thinking the solution is? Maybe I just get a new wife.
No, stick with the same wife. Give me a little bit of time, and then I'll fix your problem.
Yeah. So you've got an idea for this too? Yeah. Oh, thank God, because I mean, the second, and I was listening to Matthew Walker talk about it, like the littlest bit of light can wake you right up, because of your circadian rhythm. And I don't like to take anything like melatonin or any of that stuff. I don't believe in it. I mean, I not that I don't believe, I know what it does, and that's not my issue. So the only time I could ever consider that is maybe with jet lag, but the light thing is so important. Yeah. So can you're going to get that going for us?
Yeah, I'm on it. So just give me some time.
Well, I appreciate you doing the show. I think I badgered you with enough questions. I've always wanted a sleep expert on, and I've wanted a water expert, because I think we don't talk about health and water enough.
Yeah.
And I still have yet to find a water expert. I've talked to nutrition and strength and condition, everything. I mean, over and over ad nauseum, but I don't get a lot of sleep guys, and I don't get a lot of water guys. And I think water is really, really important to health. So I appreciate your time. I talk about it so much on the show, so they all know where to find it, 8sleep.com. Do the /WODcast too. Is there any place that you're putting out videos or information that they can see to get more information from you?
I'm pretty active on Twitter.
On
what? What's that?
What did you say you're active on?
On Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm there. I'm really active. So if you go on our homepage, there will be the link to my Twitter account. Mm-hmm. And so there is where you can follow everything I write about. And also we call it building public. So we disclose a lot of information about what we are building and the results that we see and the data that we get. And so if you're passionate about the company, you should follow me there. So
what is your Twitter address?
Is M, like my initial _ my last name. I don't want to say the last name because it's really complicated. And so that's why just go to the homepage and there you will find the link.
The homepage to 8sleep.
8sleep.com. Scroll, there will be, this is Matteo Twitter account, and just click on that. Okay. My last name is Italian. It's complicated. You don't want to hear that.
All right. Now, just a few, I'm going to sign off now. I know you're a busy man. You got to go, CEO of a company, but I just want to talk skiing. My fans hate when I talk skiing because I love it. And this is about CrossFit usually. Where did you grow up skiing? What was your mountain in Italy?
On the Alps, on the Dolomites.
The Dolomites.
So close between Italy and Austria. That is where I used to go to train.
Yeah, and was like Alberto Tomba your hero growing up?
Yes.
Oh my God, he's the best. I loved him. It was so
Yeah,
funny.
he was a genius.
Yeah, because even being an American, America, we don't have the greatest skiers. I mean, we're pretty good. We're okay. But there were some gold medal guys. I've got a friend that, was a World Cup champ and everything, but
Yeah. You had Buddy
Tom,
Miller, right?
Bodie was great. Tommy Moe was great. My friend Jeff Olson was great downhiller. And when it came to freestyle, we've got some good guys. But Alberto Tombo was the man.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a hero in Italy.
He was a rock star.
Yeah,
and he was also looked like a bodybuilder. The guy was like
massive.
Yeah, and that doesn't always go great with skiing. I mean, I guess it could with slalom, but I guess that's what made him so great.
One thing I still remember, at the peak, he had like 4% body fat.
Really?
And he was still massive.
Massive. The guy had quads like a lot of skiers do, like cyclists, but his quads were ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And the way he would just knock the gates out of the way, you would think they were coming out of the ground. And just great. But what was the mountain in the Dolomites? I'm supposed to be in what's it called, in Austria. I forget the name of the resort. I was supposed to do the Alps Festival. And
nice.
Yeah, there's a comedy festival, and I got canceled. So COVID stuff, and canceled a while ago, but I could have been there now.
Yeah.
So what was your mountain though that you skied on a lot?
It's called Merano. It's this city. Again, it's the last city before the border with Austria. Mm-hmm. And there, so I used to go there, but then there are a bunch of places like Cortina. Cortina is big. Now there is the downhill that is one of the most famous, and many others. Yeah. Italy is small. That's the beauty. With the car, you can go in all these places within 2 hours.
Yeah, I've traveled all over Italy. I love it. It's beautiful. You grew up in Milan?
No, I grew up in a small town close to Venice.
Okay.
And so we were driving to the mountains to ski. By a certain point, it started becoming too painful because there was a lot of driving. I like tennis more. And so when I was 13, 14 is when I said, stop skiing. Now let's focus on tennis.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, I can't thank you enough for doing the show and supporting the show. And we are big supporters of yours. And I'm sad that I don't have my 8 sleep this week. So everybody out there, you know where to go. Check out 8sleep.com/WODcast and check out Matteo's Twitter address. And you know what to do for us. You rate, review, and comment. And thanks a lot, everybody.